Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome, everyone, to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at the latest weekly crypto analysis from Vantage Plus. It just came out today, September 8th, 2025. Our mission really is to sort of cut through the noise, give you the key takeaways from their report. We'll focus on the market overview and the technical analysis for some of the major cryptos. And the main headline, the sort of big picture insight, it's pretty clear. The crypto sector seems to be correcting, could even weaken further, especially with U.S. equities, like the Nasdaq, looking like they might head lower this month. And we know most tokens kind of follow that momentum.
Yeah, that linkage is definitely something we're seeing. But what's fascinating here, though, is Ethereum. Despite this whole broader market correction we're talking about, Ethereum actually hit some incredible milestones recently. We saw record levels in transaction volumes and also in ETF inflows. That actually pushed it to a new all-time high just before this pullback.
A new all-time high, wow.
Exactly. So a correction after trying for that kind of peak. It's not just normal. It's actually quite healthy, you could argue. It kind of suggests that even with these market jitters, there's real fundamental demand there for Ethereum's ecosystem. It allows for a bit of a price reevaluation without really damaging that longer-term confidence. It's more recalibration, given the sustained adoption we've seen.
Okay, that's a really powerful contrast then. So if Ethereum's showing that kind of underlying strength, how does the big one, Bitcoin, fit into this picture? It's trading around, what, USD 110,200 right now?
That's right. And the Vantage Plus report, well, it suggests, based on the weekly chart, that Bitcoin looks set to weaken a bit further. It tried to push higher last week, but it finished in what we call a bearish pattern. Basically, sellers pushed the price down quite a bit by the close.
Ah, indicating a shift in momentum then.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And if it breaks the USD 108,000 level, that's not just a random number. It's a key psychological support. If that goes, it could signal maybe a capitulation point for some traders. Might accelerate the move down towards the 50 moving average.
Which is a key trend indicator many watch, right? Where's that sitting?
Currently around USD 95,815. But there's also potentially strong support at the previous resistance level of USD 105,000. A lot depends, as you said earlier, on what the Nasdaq does.
Right, you're highlighting that crucial link back to U.S. equities again. It really ties things together. So if we connect this back to Ethereum trading now at USD 4,289.9, it's also heading lower for now, mirroring Bitcoin.
It is, yeah. It really underscores that even Ethereum, with its strong internal momentum, isn't completely immune to these broader macro tides, especially if that Nasdaq correction gets deeper.
But the long-term trend for ETH is still positive, according to the report.
Yes. The report maintains that positive long-term trend is intact. The market's retracing, sure, but potential support isn't too far off. What we really need to see for strong upside momentum is a clear break above the USD 4,600 zone.
And the downside risk?
Well, conversely, a push below USD 3,800 could lead to more downside pressure, maybe even towards the USD 3,000 level.
Okay, so Bitcoin and Ethereum navigating these choppy waters. What about Ripple, XRP? It's a veteran, has its own unique story with legal stuff in development. How's it doing? Currently trading at USD 2.7980, I see.
Yeah, and after testing that USD 3.0000 level, it sort of resumed some fresh downside momentum. The analysis suggests this downside will probably continue, actually. Prices might test the USD 2.5000 level.
But still an underlying uptrend.
That's what the report points out. Yeah, the underlying uptrend is still there. So this might just be a temporary weakening before another attempt to move higher. And, this is critical, new XRP ETFs are apparently on the horizon. That will inevitably add fresh buying momentum at some point.
Inevitably is a strong word in crypto, isn't it? You mentioned hurdles. What are the biggest ones remaining before those XRP ETFs are real? And could delays affect this temporary weakening?
That's a really great point about timing. It's always uncertain, but the market anticipation is definitely building. You can feel it. And then there's Solana, currently at USD 200.91.
Okay.
It did briefly pop above its recent technical resistance zone around USD 200. That's a price point where sellers have often stepped in before, pushed it back down, and sure enough, it started retracing after hitting that.
So if the broader market keeps moving lower, Solana likely follows.
Seems probable, yes.
Yeah.
Important support levels to keep an eye on there are the 50 moving average, sort of the market's average temp over 50 periods. That's around USD 165.9. And also the rising trend line near USD 150.0. That's acted like a floor catching prices before.
And if things turn around, upside potential.
If prices do manage to reverse and head higher, an attempt towards that USD 260.00 level we've talked about before could definitely be on the cards.
Okay, so let's try and bring this all together. What does this really mean for you listening in and trying to navigate this dynamic market?
We're clearly seeing mixed signals. There's a general market correction seemingly tied to U.S. equities, but also this underlying strength in specific assets like Ethereum, boosted by its record activity. We've pinpointed some crucial technical levels for you. Bitcoin, keep an eye on USD 108,000, then 95,815, and that 105,000 support.
Right. And for Ethereum, it's USD 4,600 for that upside potential, while watching USD 3,800 and maybe 3,000 on the downside.
Ripple needs to hold around USD 2.500, but those potential new ETFs are a big factor on the horizon.
Definitely something to watch. And Solana, key support at 165.9 and 150.00, with that upside target still at 260.00.
Understanding these specific points, these potential price movements, it's really crucial for staying informed, isn't it? Helps you make those strategic decisions, whether you're in it for the long haul or trading more actively.
Absolutely. And maybe this leaves you with an important question to think about, considering how strong that influence from U.S. equities seems to be right now, and also the growing impact of things like new ETFs for old coins, like we discussed with XRP. How might a sudden, maybe unexpected shift in global economic sentiment, or perhaps an acceleration in institutional adoption, how might that fundamentally change these technical outlook we've just discussed, in the very near future? What kind of unexpected moves might we see if those big external factors diverge significantly from the current trends we're observing? Something to ponder.